Many words, so we would love it if you sing along with us. With a burst of energy, I rise to greet the world. With a burst of energy, I rise to greet the world. With a burst of energy, I rise to greet the world. With a burst of energy, I rise to greet the world. I rise. With a burst of energy, I rise. With a burst of energy, I rise. Back to the beginning. With a burst of energy, I rise to greet the world. With a burst of energy, I rise to greet the world. With a burst of energy, I rise to greet the world. With a burst of energy, I rise to greet the world. I rise. With a burst of energy, I rise. And again, I rise. With a burst of energy, I rise. And just that last part again. I rise. And again, I rise.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. My name is Reverend Lea Alvarado. So glad that you have joined us today. Welcome to those online as well. Glad that you have made this time a sacred time. So welcome to our Center for Spiritual Living, Northern Colorado. And here we embrace all faith traditions, all paths to the divine. Wherever you are on your journey, you are welcome here. We believe that as you change your thoughts, as you change your beliefs, you change your life. And each week you're going to hear some practical tools that you can take out into your life and actually apply them. That is my goal each week anyway. So I hope that you'll enjoy this service this evening. Let's say our mission and our vision together. Our mission. We are an inclusive way of life. And our vision, to awaken humanity, revealing a world that works for everyone. All right, the next song is a kid's song. I thought I saw one. Oh boy, we don't want to put him on the spot. It's okay. Let's just all sing along, shall we?
Let's all sing together. God is everything there is, so I am part of God. I know there's lots of good for me and everybody else. I'm thankful and grateful for everything we have. So I let go of this prayer, and so it is.
Welcome, dear one. All right, we have some announcements. Do we have announcement music? That totally suits you.
Yeah, the only thing that would have been better would have been Welcome to the Big Top. Here we are. We have some really fun stuff coming up. Outreach for January. Every month we partner with a different nonprofit, and a percentage of our tithes go to support the work they do in the community.
Very good.
My mouth got a little ahead of my brain. This month we are supporting the Animal Friends Alliance. There they are up there. Look at those cute little animals. Gosh darn it. They provide adoption services and a spay-neuter clinic to help local pet owners access preventative health care for their pets. They also provide a pet food pantry
Yes, they do.
A pet food pantry for owners facing financial insecurity. So thank you in advance for your support of us and by extension your support of this organization. You have notes like you're going to say something.
I am, but not
Okay.
right now.
All
It's
right.
coming.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait
It's
for
coming.
it. I Am the Word, facilitated by none other than Reverend Lea, begins January the 10th. I Am the Word is a channeled book designed to help individuals discover the Christ itself that lies dormant within us all. So you can see Reverend Lea about that. That starts on the 10th, which is Wednesday.
Which is Wednesday evening.
Which
so
is Wednesday.
If you want to sign up, you got to sign up quick.
Sign up now.
Sign up soon.
Okay.
Yes.
New Year's resolution workshop with Reverend Kelly Robbins. Is today the 7th?
Yes.
Yeah, I already broke mine.
We can still. You already broke the resolution.
broke mine.
Maybe you should come to the class. She'll
Maybe I
teach you
should
how to
go the
not
class.
break them.
This begins on January the 10th, and I think it ends on January the 10th too,
It's
doesn't
it's
it?
just a
one-day
10 to
thing.
1
It's just a
Saturday at my
it's
house.
a one-day thing.
Yeah.
So if you set a resolution every year and find out you don't keep them,
Because
I
nobody
can't
does
imagine
that.
such a thing. Come to join us for Reverend Kelly's workshop. You'll discover new ways to create your goals and intentions and how to achieve them. You may be seeing me there
Okay.
if I start over on January 13th. Every Sunday we gather together to share a meal. Tonight we are having a potluck. There's pot in the back, in case you're wondering. Join us
No.
for connection and conversation and a great meal. No, there's not pot in the back, but there's cooking stuff in the back and there's food in the back. And Reverend Lea is going to talk about volunteers.
Yes, I'm going to say a few things.
Come on now.
A few things.
All
yes.
right.
So most of you, when you came in, you got a little sheet of paper like this. So I want to say a little bit about volunteering, and I know some of you are brand new. I'm seeing new faces in here, so this doesn't quite apply to you yet.
I didn't get one of those pieces of paper.
Well, we can share.
Okay. Thank you.
So, so what I believe about volunteering is something called seva, which is in Sanskrit means selfless service. And it takes a lot to put on this service every week and to do all that we do in between Sunday services. So I put together this little sheet to find out from those of you who are interested, what areas are you interested in? What areas are you passionate about? What are your skills? What are your talents? I would love to know. We would love to know. Because, frankly, we're growing and we need more help. So when I took over this role a year and a half ago, we were smaller and now we are bigger. Okay, that didn't quite make sense.
Funny how that works
Yeah,
out.
funny how that works, right? And so therefore we need more people. So we need more people to help with setup and cleanup and the media team and our tech team and our, let me look at my list, music team and visioning team and abundance team and outreach and fundraising. We have all kinds of ways for you to participate.
And a hockey team.
And a hugging team?
A hockey team.
A hockey team?
Hockey
no,
team.
we don't have a hockey team.
We don't have a hockey team.
Don't listen to her. No. Hugging team, I would love. I think that
we
could
could
be,
have a hugging
if you
team.
want to start a
Okay,
hugging
well,
team,
all
feel
right,
free.
fair enough.
So if you received one, if you wouldn't mind taking out this little piece of paper right now and check a box, just check a box, an area that you're curious about. You don't have to say yes to anything, but just an area that you might be curious about, find out more about, and then I'll follow up with you and we can have a chat. So leave these on the table in the back, and we will pick those up, and thank you. Thank you for your willingness to serve our beloved community. I cannot do what I do without all of you. Thank you. All right, last slide.
The last.
Oh, and I forgot the most important part. So
Oh my.
isn't that amazing? So this is the slide that should have been up when I was talking. This was taken at one of the local food banks, and a group of us went and volunteered for the day, so it was great fun. So join our team. Come join us.
Now
All right,
comes my
now.
favorite part.
Yes.
For everything else you can find on our website. You can scan the QR code with your phone, or you can go to www.cslnoco.org. That is all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, thank you. All right, everyone. So Now's the time to just get quiet, move into the stillness. I'm going to play the singing bowl here. I just invite you to just take in the sound of this bowl, just to let it wash over you. And then we're going to do this chant, and Julie will lead us in this chant. The words are on the screen, so I invite you to participate as well.
I am whole. 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 All I need resides in me. All I need resides in me. All I need. All I need resides in me. All I need resides in me. I am whole. 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 Once more. I am whole. I am whole. I am whole. I am whole.
And so let's just take a moment to move into prayer. In this moment, in this space, in this time, we recognize and know that there is one life, one spirit, one presence. And that presence is known by many names. And we know that that presence is not only around us and contained in all things, it is contained within each one of us. And that very presence guided us here this evening, guided us to this space, to this time, this moment in time. And so we trust and know that whatever it is that we are needing on our spiritual journey, that we are going to receive it to this evening. That there is something in particular that each of us is needing right now. And so I give great thanks for this time, this sacred gathering, and for all that is unfolding for each one of us on this spiritual path. For I know that there are no mistakes, that all of us souls are here together. And so we give thanks for the music. We give thanks for the music and how it opens our heart. And we allow ourselves, we give ourselves full permission to receive this evening. I am knowing that the words that are spoken are exactly the words that are supportive to our healing, our individual healing and transformation. And so with great gratitude for this time, for great gratitude for the light and the love and the presence of Spirit that is here supporting each one of us. That energy and that light is found beneath us, above us, and either side and all around us. And so with that, we release this, we let it go, we trust, and we receive. And so it is.
I close my eyes, I open my heart, I take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in, I feel the beat that's calling, calling, calling us to rise. Rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. I ready my soul, I clear my mind. I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns light up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me, rise in me. I sing to you,
I sing to you,
you sing to me,
you sing to me.
change up this noise, make sweet harmony. Come on and rise. Oh, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me, rise in me. Heart to heart,
Heart to heart,
hand in hand,
hand in hand.
no turning back, onward to promised land. Do you feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark? We rise as one. Love's calling,
Calling, calling,
calling out your name. Love's calling,
calling, calling.
that's why we came. Love's calling,
Calling, calling,
calling out your name. Love's calling,
calling, calling.
it's why we came. Come on and rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, come on and rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me.
Wonderful job. Thank you, ladies. Okay. All right, so I want to begin my message this evening with a story. 3 black youth shared a room at a homeless shelter in Oklahoma City. And these youth, they immediately bonded. They shared, because they shared a similar experience, they connected with one another and learned to support and be there for one another as they shared this time. They found it difficult to navigate a very complicated social services system, and being so young and being in a homeless shelter was not easy for them. To manage their challenges, they found something that they had in common. And that thing that they had in common was their spiritual practices and their belief in something greater, in God, in divine source, divine creator. And so they leaned on these practices. They posted vision boards all around their room. And they sought out spiritual wisdom through oracle cards. And they used affirmations to keep their spirits lifted. One of them discovered a popular greeting among the black community on TikTok, Grand Rising. They explained to the shelter staff what this meant. Grand Rising is a way of greeting the day with hope and excitement and an expectation of something amazing. So they told the shelter staff, this is how we want to greet each day. So they created this big poster and they put it in their room so that anytime somebody walked into their room, it said Grand Rising. They wanted their days to be filled with optimism and with hope. Not long after they left the shelter, the staff reached out to find out how they were doing. And I think it's because of their attitude and the way in which they approached their situation that one got reunited with their family, and the 2 others took an adventure to California where they just had a blast. And it's reported that they're doing well. The theme for this year and the theme for this month is Grand Rising. And we chose that, Centers for Spiritual Living chose that, because of this inspiring story. And today, it's a new dawn, isn't it? It's a new year, it's a new dawn. As the sun comes up each day, and there wasn't any sun today, but when the sun comes up, we're given another opportunity to greet the day in a new way. To greet the day in whatever way we choose, just like these youth did. So a new dawn symbolizes a new beginning. It symbolizes a new time that better things are on the horizon. Can you feel that? Yeah? Joseph Campbell said this, when the Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree, he faced east, the direction of the rising sun. When we watch the sunrise, it's a new dawn. It is a new beginning. Whenever we see the sun rise, it's inspiring. There's something about that. When we see the sun rising, it has an impact on our body, on our being, on our heart. So my beloved Kent and I decided to greet the new year with a new dog. And I wish I had a picture of this sweet little being. I will next week, and he'll probably end up in the newsletter too, because we adopted him from Friends Alliance. So this sweet boy, he's 2 years old. He's an Australian Shepherd, and he is the sweetest, gentlest guy you could ever meet. His name is Topaz. I think we're going to change the name. Topaz is pretty cool, but I think we might change it. We didn't know anything about him. We just loved him. We loved his face and loved his energy, but they didn't have any history on him. They only knew that he came from New Mexico. He was in a shelter there, and he was transferred to a shelter here, and that's all we knew. So I reached out to an animal communicator. And I've worked with this woman before. I've worked with her to help my sweet cat Charlie. So because we wanted to know, can you tune into this being and tell us, what do we need to know about him? Is there anything that we need to know about this guy? And the first thing she said is that he's holding tremendous sadness, that he's got a lot of grief in his chest and trauma and fear. She said that he had been abused by humans and he was also hurt by animals. So she said, you know, if you decide to adopt this little one, I encourage you to go slow, to help him to feel safe, including not overwhelming him too much with attention, because you know how we do when we come up to animals, we want to just love them up. But she said we need to go slow with him and to pay attention to when he's had enough, to pay attention to his body language, to become very aware. So we've had him now for 5 days, and it's going well. The first night, though, my beloved Kent was sitting at the kitchen table having dinner, and he'd taken off the sweater that he wore when he met him, and underneath was a bright blue shirt. And he was sitting at the kitchen table, and Topaz was sitting on the stairs looking down at him, and he started to growl. And he started to back away. And we thought, oh no, here's the sign that she warned us about. He's got PTSD. He saw Kent, and for whatever reason, in the way he was dressed, likely reminded him of some person who hurt him in the past. So Kent quickly put his sweater back on, and we slowly approached him, and he calmed down immediately. So this little boy, this 2-year-old sweet dog, is already teaching us a lot. He's teaching us how to be in the presence of someone, something who's experienced trauma. And we don't always understand it. All of us have had trauma, but we don't always understand it fully. But when you see it in an animal that can't help but react, it's asking us to slow down, to be with him, to love him, and to pay attention to his reactions. When his eyes start to kind of dart, we know he's had too much. When he starts to move away, we know, okay, we'll give him some space now. So this being is already a wonderful teacher. He's teaching us to trust this unfolding of this relationship and to respond consciously to him as opposed to just reacting. As I've watched Topaz and how he's been reacting to us over the last 5 days, it's inspired me in my words today. It's caused me to reflect on my own life and the life of all of us, really. How often we react to life instead of responding. How often we just react instead of being more mindful about how we are responding. Topaz didn't have a choice in his response. It was an automatic reaction in his brain, and we all have that. Responding requires us to slow down, to be more mindful about how we are engaging with life. You know, the biggest tool that we have in our toolkit is the ability to choose. That is the biggest tool that we have been given on our spiritual journey. But we don't always realize that we have that choice. I read a story this week in the Science of Mind magazine, the one that came out for this month, and it's a story about 2 monks. And these 2 monks were walking to their monastery, and they were both carrying this heavy load on their back and in their arms, and they're walking through this really dense jungle, the two of them. They came across a river that was flowing really rapidly. And so they slowly and carefully cross this river with all of their stuff, and they get safely to the other side. And then as they reach the other side, one of the monks notices that there's a woman standing there carrying a lot of stuff also, and he could tell by the way she was looking at the river that she needed to cross it. So one of the monks walked over to her and said, "Can I help you?" And she said, "Yes, I need help." So he lifted her up, he put her on his shoulders, and he carried her slowly across the river to the other side. And then he turned around, after she was there safely, he turned around and came back. As they carried along, as they moved toward the monastery, the monk that was with him, he could tell that he was irritated. He could tell that this other monk was angry because he was quiet and distant. So they finally reach the monastery, and the frustrated monk says to the one who helped the lady, "Why did you help her? Why did you put her on your shoulders? You know that as monks we can't touch women, and we surely can't put them on our shoulders." And the other monk responded, "I dropped her on the other side of the river. Why are you still carrying her?" So this story reminds us that sometimes we are carrying more than we realize. As we begin this new year, we're about a week in, exactly a week in, we can ask ourselves the question, what am I carrying? What am I carrying into this new year? From the previous year, or from yesterday? Or from 10 years ago, or 20 years ago? What am I carrying into this new year? We don't always realize what we are carrying until we bump up against it. And usually what we bump up against is a person who irritates us somehow. That moment when we are triggered, you know the moment. You know that moment when you're triggered. And if we're paying attention, you know, our spiritual journey will show us what we are still carrying. It will show us through our reactions. So if you want to know what you are still carrying, notice what you are reacting to. What are you still reacting to? The reactions, you know the ones that still own you. Whenever we have a strong reaction to something, we have bumped up against something that we are holding tight to our chest. And you know, at any time, we can choose to set it down. At any moment, we can do that. It is a new dawn. It is a new beginning. If we choose to see it that way. A new dawn means that it's a new way of seeing things. It's a new way of looking at our lives. A new way of being. So we are reminded that we are always at choice. Each choice we make from a more conscious place, a higher place, is a grand rising. Is a grand rising. Those moments when we realize we have a choice, now, it isn't always a hallelujah moment, is it? Sometimes those moments are like, yeah, really? Yeah, I'd say something else right now, but it's not appropriate. But in those moments of great awareness, often it's more like contemplative, quiet awareness. Those moments when we realize, gosh, you know, if I take this road and I react the way I have always reacted, it's going to result in the thing that always shows up every time I react that way. We all know what those things are. and it's going to produce more suffering. And if I take this road over here, I know that that's going to create likely peace, less suffering, if we choose the high road. These choices require tremendous courage, don't they? And determination. Because it asks us to remember our commitment to ourselves, our commitment to our spiritual growth. It gives us an opportunity to examine our spiritual path and what our commitment is. What are you committed to this year related to your spiritual growth? What are you committed to? Some of you are hearing that word and you're freaking out a little bit right now. Sometimes, for some of you, commitment is kind of a dirty word. It's like, I don't want to commit. Do I have to commit, really? You know, we're all growing, we're all evolving on this journey. We can't help but evolve and grow. But true spiritual growth, if you desire to experience peace, if you desire to experience more joy, if you desire to experience more freedom, it's going to take some work. It's going to take a little bit more work than maybe you planned. It means it's going to be uncomfortable. But when we are committed, we are willing to do it anyway, even if it's uncomfortable, because we know what's possible for us on the other side. A grand rising is possible. A grand rising is like the phoenix rising from the ashes. And so we're making a choice moment by moment to respond to life rather than react, to respond in a more conscious way, to set down our need to be right, to set down our indignation, to set down our defensiveness, to set down our need to withdraw and hide from the world. A new dawn means a new way of responding. To consciously choose, this is how I would have done it. I'm now willing to do it differently because I trust that there is something there for me. There is something possible for my life if I make a different choice. When we respond to life, we are aware in that moment of who we've been in the past. We are aware of all the times when we have made choices and decisions that resulted in something hard and painful. We've all lost our temper. We've all said things that were hurtful. Doesn't matter who we are, how long we've been on a spiritual journey, we are human and we do human things. So when we drop into that awareness and we realize I'm going to consciously respond instead of react, in that moment, we are choosing something new. We are willing to make a different choice, a higher choice, a choice that aligns with our commitment. The commitment that we have to our spiritual growth, even if it's uncomfortable. If you don't remember anything else from my talk today, remember that you are at choice. Now, I will say that trauma is real. And when we are in a trauma response, like our sweet topaz, we don't have a choice. We are reacting. But here's the thing about that, because I just experienced it this week myself. You have the reaction, and then you notice, oh, I just reacted. How do I want to respond now? How do I want to move forward now? So, if we can drop in and become aware of our behavior in that moment, that's when we can change it. A good measure of how much we have grown on our spiritual path is how much we respond to life versus react. So think about that for a moment. How much of your life do you react versus respond? Responding is more aware, slowing down, like we've had to do with Topaz. Slow down, become aware of our behaviors, become aware of how we're looking at him, become aware of how we are behaving around him in our actions. Michael Singer said, "The spiritual journey is one of constant transformation. In order to grow, you must give up the struggle to remain the same and learn to embrace change at all times." Well, darn. Right? The spiritual journey, if you're on a spiritual journey, it means there's going to be change. It means that there's going to be transformation. Some of you are experiencing a lot of transformation right now. And some of it is fantastic and some of it sucks. In order for us to grow, we have to give up our attachment to it being this airy-fairy, wonderful, peaceful journey. We will have those moments, yes. But the struggle sometimes is what we have to sit with. The spiritual journey means change. It means transformation. It means transformation is coming. If you're not in transformation right now, it is coming. And so it's an opportunity for us to say thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for this transformation happening in my life. I don't like it, but I trust and know that it's supporting me as I move forward. So we allow it. And then we make conscious choices, moment by moment by moment. We no longer have to carry these old ways of being. It's up to us. We become aware of them, and then we choose to release it and set it down. And then the next one arises, and then we take a breath and we set it down. Trained thought is more powerful than untrained thought. Yes? Untrained thought keeps us reacting. It keeps us reacting to life. Trained thought keeps us awake and aware. To truly apply the principles of science of mind, our philosophy, we must begin with this truth. To train our mind to see and know and engage with life in a different way. And then as we've trained our mind, which takes a little effort, but once we have trained our mind, now we can move through the world in a whole new way. How cool is that? We all have reactions that own us. And the only way to shift them is to bring awareness to them. To notice what we are still carrying. This is how we begin the journey of transformation. This is how we ascend. This is how we begin to spiral upwards. Hermann Hesse said, "We are not going in circles, we are going upwards. The path is a spiral. We have already climbed many steps." So we are all ascending. We are all evolving and growing on this spiritual journey. But how quickly we are moving upwards and how much suffering we are experiencing along the way is up to each of us. It's determined by the choices that we make. And Spirit is here always reminding us that we have a choice. Spirit doesn't say, well, you should be this way, or you should be further along on your journey. No, there's no such thing. We do that to ourselves. But Spirit is there to remind us of the truth of who we are. In those moments when we are stuck, in those moments when we just want to blame our parents, when we want to blame our partner, when we want to blame our boss, or that person that just cut us off on the freeway. Spirit is here to remind us to not place the responsibility out here, but instead to go within, to move within, to connect with that divine flame. If we are approaching life with a grand rising, then we are willing to do it differently. Like the youth in the homeless shelter, despite the challenges that they faced, they were willing to see their situation through new eyes, to respond to their situation instead of reacting to what was happening in their life. And we too can do the same. Ernest Holmes, our founder, said, "Every desire you have for betterment in life is some echo from deep within which forever proclaims, 'Behold, I make all things new.'" So, behold, I make all things new, that means that we are looking at our life, we are looking at the situations in our lives, the places and spaces within our lives where we have the tendency to react. You know the people. You know the things that you react to. So behold, I make all things new. It means that we are responding differently. We are looking at our life differently. We are choosing anew. We're responding to the things that we are carrying. We are becoming aware of the things that we are carrying, and we are willing to release each one by one. The spiritual journey is asking all of us to make different choices. And the journey will continue to reveal to us those parts of ourselves that are not aligned with the truth of who we are. Those parts of ourselves that are not aligned with the peace and the love and the joy and the presence of Spirit and God that we are. This is what the masters, the great masters and the gurus and the teachers have been trying to tell us forever, is to go within. Because that's where you're going to find the truth of who you are, and that's how you're going to be able to respond to these moments when you are reacting rather than responding. That divine flame is going to remind you the power of responding and the power of choice. So a new dawn begins with new choices. To connect with the God of our understanding, whatever that is for you, connecting with that presence. And from that place, a grand rising is possible. A new dawn is possible. I'd like us to say this affirmation together. So let's all say it together. I begin each day with a grand rising, making choices that support my spiritual growth. Let's say it one more time. I begin each day with a grand rising, making choices that support my spiritual growth. So notice this week. Notice as you go out into your week, notice what you are still carrying. Not from a place of judging yourself, not making yourself wrong, but to just notice, there's that thing. I've been carrying that since I was 10 years old. And make a choice to let them go. And you may have to do that 20 times, 50 times. But the more that you consciously choose, it will find its way out. Practice this week being aware of those moments when you are in reaction and consciously choose to respond instead. Drop into the essence of spirit within you and then respond. And you'll find that when you do this, it's a new dawn, a new beginning, and a grand rising. Let's move into prayer. Practitioner, I ask you to stand in high consciousness as we move into prayer. And so, in this beautiful space, I am knowing that we are held in the arms of Spirit, that the essence of that divine Creator is guiding us through this life, is supporting us through this thing called life, through every moment that is challenging and every moment that is difficult and every moment that is filled with joy. That presence and that power is always there, reminding us that we can indeed respond, consciously respond instead of reacting. I am knowing that as we go out into our week, that we are remembering that we indeed have a choice. That we indeed have a choice to lay down that which we have been carrying, to release those burdens that we are carrying so that we can move through the world lighter, more free, more joyous, and more at peace. And so with great gratitude for all that is shifting within each one of us, I release this prayer, knowing that it is done, claiming it to be good, very good, and that our lives are blessed and very blessed. As we walk along this journey, as we walk along this path, I am knowing that we are guided to exactly what we need in the perfect way at the perfect time. And so with that, we simply say, and so it is.
I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Once more. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Thanks, everyone. So if you received some spiritual food today, if something touched you, inspired you, moved you, I invite you to give, knowing that as give, you receive in return. Whatever energy we put forth, it comes back to us multiplied. And so there's a number of ways that you can give. You can visit our website. You can text the word give to the number you see on the screen, or you can mail your gift to our office. We'll accept that too. So placing your gift on your heart, let's say our offering affirmation together. This gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give, and joyfully I receive.
We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference.
We are the ones who will change the world. We are the ones. We are. We are. We are the ones. We are. We are. I've been feeling like I can't make a difference. I've been feeling like there ain't no use. Feeling tired and a little unconscious. Coming up with every kind of excuse. I realized it's not all up to me. When we join together, we shape our destiny. To see the world where we are living as one. It can be, it shall be, it will be done. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. We are the ones. We are. We are. We are the ones. We are. We are. No one else gonna make the changes. No savior gonna drop from the sky. Nothing left to do but wake up. 'Cause it's really up to you and I to take it one step at a time. Stand together with your hand in mine and see the world where we are living as one. It can be, it shall be, it will be done. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. We are the ones. We are. We are. We are the ones. We are. We are. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. We are the ones. We are. We are. We are the ones. We are. We are.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Brian. And so I just bless all that is flowing into this beloved community. We just know that it supports us in continuing to do great work here and in the world. And so it is. Thank you all. All right, is there anybody here for the first time? We welcome you if you're brave enough to raise your hand. Oh my gosh, look how many new people. Welcome. So glad that you are here. Welcome to our beloved, sweet, sweet community. We're so glad that you are here. There is information on the table outside if you didn't receive it, certainly, and there's people all over the place. If you have questions, we're just so glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's all stand for our closing benediction and closing song. If you're comfortable to grab a hand, feel free. If not, you can place your hands over your heart, whatever you're comfortable with. Let's say this benediction together. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed, and may we be a source of healing for all beings. Love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is.
Wake up and breathe in deeper than yesterday. Take on the morning like your soul's been remade. Roll down the windows, let your cares fly away. Good things are yours to claim, you don't have to wait. All across the sky, new mercies rise, and the future's bright. This is a new day, everything bursting with hope, coming alive. This moment, You got a freedom, no looking back anymore. Open your eyes, it's coming, coming. This is a new day. The old has gone away, the old has gone away. This is a new day. Don't let it slip away, don't let it slip away. This is a new day. The old has gone away, the old has gone away. This is a new day. Don't let it slip away, don't let it slip away. This is a new day. The old has gone away, the old has gone away. This is a new day. Don't let it slip away, don't let it slip away.